What's going on, YouTube? Another video coming your way. First of all, I appreciate the reception from the last video. Appreciate those who subscribed, who liked, got to check out my last video. Thank you for clicking. Appreciate you tuning in again. We're playing some Nuketown gameplay from last week. So wanted to bring some Black Ops and talk a little bit more about credit score, and just building credit in the US in a high level. So, these last few years, I've been able to make a little over $10,000 when it comes to gamifying the credit cards, signing up for them, getting the sign up fees, getting cash back. So, want to talk a little bit more how I've been able to do it. I'm not gonna get super nitty gritty with it. I'm not really a credit, expert or credit card expert, but I've done a few things that I think you could all do, and can make some money too. So, as of right now, I have a 794 credit score, which is considered high. It's pretty crazy to see. But this number, it consists of a few things. I think one of the bigger ones that a lot of people do wrong when it comes to credit cards is their payment history. They usually don't pay on time, and that constitutes 35% of your credit score. So that's a big chunk of it. You can't just open a credit card and spend money on it, not pay on time, and you're carrying interest. Your credit score is going down. So that's you got to get those bases down before you start wanting to make money with this kind of stuff and getting your credit score up. So go back to the basics. If you have interest in those credit cards or you're carrying a balance, work your best to get that down to zero, and go from there. But another big piece of your credit is your balance, right? So if you have a huge balance in your card every month and you're not paying it, it's gonna show on your credit and you will go down. So other things, credit age, credit mix, and how many new credit accounts you have, credit card accounts you have, those all play in a factor. And those are lower percentages, but those are all things to keep in mind. So if you're just starting off, you don't have any credit cards, maybe you're 18, 19, or maybe a little older, and you just thought that paying with debit, is the best way. The best way for you to get started in the credit card world is for you to go to a bank like a Chase or a Wells Fargo and open with them a secured credit card account. So you bring like 100, 200, 500 bucks, and they'll give you a credit card, and you can start making small purchases and always paying full every month right after your statement date. Never carry a balance. Try to keep your utilization under 10 to 30%, like I mentioned earlier. And after a few months, 6 months to a year, you can get your credit higher, right? So you can request a credit limit increase, which will be a soft inquiry, but that's not the end of the world. You don't want a hard inquiry. Those will tank your credit for a few days, but you come back. So don't be super shocked even when you apply for a new credit card and you get a hard inquiry. It's not the end of the world. But in talking a little bit more about cashback and turning points into money, I can do a more in-depth video, but I mainly play this game through American Express. I've been able to open a few accounts, the Amex Platinum, Amex Gold, different versions of the Platinum card, and I've gotten sign-up bonuses, and I've cashed those points out for cash. And I'll get into more details with it in another video, but American Express, Chase, those are the two bigger ones when it comes to credit cards and maximizing those points. When it comes to cashback, Wells Fargo, Citibank has a great credit card too for cashback if you're going that route. But if you're still paying for your stuff with debit cards, I encourage you to do a little bit more research and understand some of these credit card terms, whether that be statement date, total balance, minimum payment, and understand what happens, when you pay or when you don't pay certain things. So you can open your first credit card and building your credit, because my goal is to buy real estate and eventually borrow for my business. And if you have a great credit score, all those things will take care of itself when it comes to interest rates. So I think it's super important today to have a great credit score. And like I mentioned earlier, I think it's something that if you go into channels like Ask Sebi, he's great on the YouTube with this kind of stuff. And I'll link his channel down below as well. Just go binge a bunch of his videos. And at the end of the day, this is a lot of work. It's not easy. You have to be pretty organized. So it's a little bit more advanced to make money with these credit cards, and because they have sign up fees, like the Amex Platinum, for example, is closer to $700. But if you play your cards right in your first year, you can make like 1,800, $1,700 from those points. So I encourage you guys to look into it a little more, whether that be on the S7 or this next video I'll make eventually on some of these credit cards I've opened. But thanks for checking in, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay in the back. A little bit all over the place, but I wanted to get this video out. I've been playing it for a few days, and this is something I've done over the past few years that have helped me a ton, and maybe I can spark your interest there too. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Don't forget to leave a like.